It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Green Bay Packers and the Los Angeles Rams. And it comes your way next.
From the West Coast, we're coming to you live from the NFL's newest and the world's most expensive stadium. State-of-the-art SoFi here in Inglewood, California. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Here's Brandon McManus to get this one going. And here we go from LA. Starting from the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. So the Rams offense getting out there for their opening drive of the game. And leading them out, it's one of the game's all-time leading passers. The top pick back in 2009. Still going strong. It's Matthew Stafford.
Stafford just continues to fight off injuries, and he continues to battle Father Time. And it is remarkable. There's a lot of quarterbacks as we see him age. We see the arm fall apart. We see the wear in the tear and the velocity disappear. You're just not seeing that with Stafford. You can question how long the journey may continue, but you cannot question how productive he is when he's on that field.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Stafford. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Rams going to punt on 4th down, and they're calling Ethan Evans to the field. He's got this at the 27. And some nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. So now it's the Packers getting out on offense for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the Utah State product and former first-rounder back in 2020, Jordan Love.
It took Jordan Love a little while for him to get his chance to start in the NFL. He had to watch Aaron Rodgers for a number of years, but guess what? Aaron had to watch Brett, and it paid huge dividends. And it sure looks like Jordan Love, to start his career, is doing the same. He didn't just watch Aaron Rodgers. He worked on his game. He developed his game over 3 years. And when he got his chance, he sure looked like a young star at the position.
Here's Josh Jacobs getting his first look on the ground. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. That was Darius Williams on the tackle. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
Play fake, it's Love. Into the hands of Romeo Doubs. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They've got first down from the 31. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Takes the handoff, now Love. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Shotgun now for Love. Complete beyond the marker. And he gets this forward to the 19. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. This finds Dobbs. And he's going to be touchdown, Brock. Looks to be a couple yards shy of that marker.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Loves to throw again. He brings it in. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. A gain of 3, and now they're going to be able to plan for 1st and goal.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Love out of the shotgun. Quick slant complete. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Jacobs. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. Just a couple on that play. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
Jacobs on 3rd and goal. Goes up and over for the touchdown. The Packers have a great first drive and get the game's first points. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do, but to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
That one splits the uprights. And the Packers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. On now is McManus to kick this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Rams headed back after their 2nd drive now. And they haven't gotten their legs under them on offense just yet, Brock. 3 plays and a punt on their opening drive. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Stafford. Nakua nabs this one along the sideline. And he's out of bounds, just a step short of the 40. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make...
So the red challenge flag has hit the field. Matt LaFleur wants to see this again. Well, we're going to see how much of a sideline maven he is, Brock. This one very close, whether he got the feet down or not.
And I'm so impressed by all these mavens because you've got to make that transition from college where 1 foot, you're good.
Yep.
But not at this level. You've got to be a ballerina. You've got to get those toes both in, and the replay booth will be the judge of it.
All right, so that challenge is unsuccessful, but still a chance to earn a 3rd one if their next challenge leads to an overturned call. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Off the play fake, it's Stafford. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Now Stafford to throw. Setting up the screen. He breaks the tackle.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Now Stafford again. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it brings up an LA 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Throwing now on 1st down, Stafford. That one doesn't find its man, incomplete. Wanted to fit that one into Devontae Adams. So it's 2nd down coming up.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
3rd and long now for Stafford. Heaves this one for the back of the end zone. Intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Xavier McKinney.
You know, Kate, one of the tenets of the West Coast system that I was fortunate to play in, touchdown to check down. Touchdown to check down. You get in the red zone, it's touchdown to check down. You can't put the ball in harm's way. That's a brilliant job by the defense with their coverage, baiting the quarterback into the throw. But you got to sail that one into the stands. Touchdown or check down. You can't possibly give an interception in that situation.
Packers taking the field now. Their 2nd series of the game coming up. And their goal is going to be doubling that 7-0 lead they have so far. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll send him over right. Thrown on 1st down, Love. That's into the hands of Dobbs. And he's tackled for a short gain.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
Second down now, 7 to go. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. He got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there, making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
They've got first down from the 31. Going run again with Jacobs. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They stick with Jacobs. And they take him down after just a small gain on the final play of the first. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. Neither side separating much so far. We'll return to Inglewood in just a moment. Time for our second quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They have it on 3rd and 5. Love from the gun. Reed's got it. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Love now to throw. This is reeled in by Reed. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And it'll be first down, Packers.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Running on first here with Jacobs. And he'll be stopped after getting this down to the 31. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Throwing now off play action. Connects on the crosser. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down. From the red zone now. He's him on the quick hitter. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. Second and 3 now. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces third down.
I'm just going to say maybe not the guy you want to pick on in coverage on this particular series. Gets a hand on that throw and knocks it away. The next time, well, he could get two hands on it and take it the other way.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. This is Jacobs running left. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. The stop made that time by the rookie from Florida State.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a fourth down.
On for the field goal now. Here's Brandon McManus. From the left hash, about 31 yards out. And the kick by Folk is good. And that one was hit great. It sails on through without incident.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Kickoff taken at the 3. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Rams set to go on offense once more. They now trail by double digits after that last score, Brock. It's 10-0 partway through here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. He's got the hook up to Devontae Adams. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. Completed over the middle. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Straight ahead with Williams. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Edgerrin Cooper there to make the stop. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. He'll get this one to Adams. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. And the Packers at a 5th DB out there for this 3rd down play. Stafford from the gun. Wow, wide open here, complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a pickup of 33 yards. And the Rams are going to have a first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. Give to Williams from the gun. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. The 30. Gets the 10. And he's going to go. It's a pick 6. Heads-up play from the linebacker there to take a short, innocent pass and just turn it into a major highlight for him and his guys.
And I know people are watching that going, how in the world the quarterback not see that linebacker?
Yeah.
But sometimes, Kate, your focus is so much on the safeties, the nickel, the corner. You just take for granted you could fit that ball in, and that linebacker said, not on my watch.
McManus on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Packers take a 3-possession lead. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. This return starts at the 5. He's brought down to end that return as we've reached our 2-minute warning. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. After the pick, Stafford back to the air. He's got the hook up to Adams. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Working quickly here. From the 31. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. Really pushing the envelope on 2nd down, but the deep shot doesn't work.
Well, that window was open down the field, but this league is so fast. And these defenders, well, they closed the gap before that throw could arrive.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Stafford. This will be caught by Adams. And this one does not go far. Now timeout taken by Green Bay. That's its 2nd. As they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. The Rams are set to punt. And he's getting the call for the 2nd time this game. Got 49 on his first punt. This one looks even longer. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And the Packers will take over possession. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Love out of the shotgun. Taken in by Dobbs. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Shotgun now for Love. Able to get it to Reed. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Here's Love to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Love to throw again. Finds him over the middle. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Timeout taken by the Packers, their 3rd and final one. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Still sticking with the passing game. Working the sideline. Oh, he got it. Drug the feet. That's a catch.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Love from the gun. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
Throwing his Love on 3rd. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And their special teams converts to get them something out of that possession.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback, this drive starting from the 30. Here comes the final play of our first half. A final throw before the break. They left him wide open. It's complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. So we're at halftime of a lopsided contest thus far. One team with a whole lot of adjustments to make during the break. Now we'll go coast to coast. Jonathan Coachman standing by in our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. The Rams kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. It's Keyshawn Nixon with the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Here's the Packer offense headed out to start the third quarter. And they really leaned on that passing game in the first half, Brock. Let's see if that emphasis continues to start the third. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Takes the handoff, now Love. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target.
I'll tell you this, Kate, they doubled him knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. That's doing your homework. A bit surprising QB still threw it in that direction with how well the defense had that one covered.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Handoff here to Jacobs. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Stop made by Braden Fisk. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
To the air, 3rd and long. He put some juice on a deep throw down the middle. Didn't read the intended target. So that brings up 4th and long.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
So 4th down, here comes Daniel Whelan to send it flying for the Packers. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And the Rams will take possession. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. He's got the hook up to Atwell. This is ahead for about 5. Edger and Cooper there to make the stop.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 34. That's a reception for Tyler Higbee. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. They fake the handoff now, Stafford. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And they're going to bring him down after a good gain to the 40. 7 yards on the carry. Now they've got 3rd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They motion the tight end over. Stafford now on 3rd down. That's caught for the first. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Off the play fake, it's Stafford. He beams one deep right side. That's much too high and out of the end zone, incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. So 2nd down coming up.
I'll tell you what that deflection right there, Kate, tells me. That defense was following and reading the quarterback's eyes, knew exactly where that throw was going. And it takes a little bit of intuition, a little bit of feel. He's able to get his hands on it and knock it out of bounds.
Back to the air we go on 2nd. Stafford. He's got it near the 10. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Now Stafford again. Has it down close. And he's out of bounds at the 3. Nearly got to the end zone there.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Stafford from the gun. And he has the Los Angeles touchdown. The Rams start the 2nd half with some needed points. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
On comes Joshua Carty to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Rams drop the lead back to 13. The Rams kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. McCole Hardman now on the return. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The Green Bay offense about to get started once more. That last touchdown given up cut their lead to 2 scores as they get started here. First and 10 now from the 30. They send a man in motion. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug of war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
Second down now, 7 to go. Play fake, it's Love. That one's complete, right side. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. That was Darius Williams on the tackle. Third and 4 coming up now. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop it. And the defense comes through, that's gonna back them up and bring up 4th down.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
The Packers send out their punting unit. And this will be his second effort of the contest. Winford 48 with his first kick, and this one looks even better. Fair catch the signal, and he brings it in at the 23. The Rams and Matthew Stafford set to go back on offense. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Stafford. Has him on the quick hitter. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Nate Hobbs in on that stop.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
From the 29. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Edgerrin Cooper there to make the stop.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
Now, you'd sure love to see a little more yardage when you get into the open field, but this offense, it will take a new set of downs with that toss run.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
When they draw up these plays for the quarterback, these are the type of results they're expecting, Kate. Something that could tear a hole in the defense, move the chains, and just as importantly, and maybe most importantly, put a seed of doubt and thought into that defensive mind that the QB can run at any time.
They've got a man in motion. Stafford now on 1st down. Trying for the deep ball. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Up the gut they go with Williams. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Packers side of the field. Here's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Throwing deep for the end zone. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. And that punt reaches 50 yards. And they're going to take over possession. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Love out of the shotgun. This finds Dobbs. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. 3/4 in the books from this one. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. Second and 3 now. Shotgun now for Love. Completes this one to Kraft. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. A 5-yard gain on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Jacobs running behind center. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to leave them with 3rd and 3.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Love on 3rd and short. This one taken in by Kraft. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. It's a gain of 4. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
On the handoff, here's Jacobs. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run, but I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
They're set up at the 35 now. 1st down throw, here's Love. He's on the move. He's keeping it. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 27. Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Jacobs gets it on the draw. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Gonna be 2nd down.
You know, some positive yardage there, Kate, but just as important, they're mixing up their play calling, and they could very well be setting up the defense for a big play later.
They'll come from the gun. It's a give to Jacobs. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. Give him 4 on that run. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
3rd down from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't. Well, it's hard to call that the official moment that sealed this win, but up 16 here in the 4th, it's going to take a heck of a sequence of events to see this game tied back up.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Starting from the 5. The Rams headed out to the field now. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They go play action here. He's throwing deep to the left side. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now it's 2nd down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Stafford to throw again on 2nd. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. He's got the hook up to Atwell. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
On 1st down, here's Stafford. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Offense up to the line fast. from the 46. Makes the grab in bounds left side. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it brings up an LA first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
All right, one more snap before the 2-minute warning. Throwing now on first down, Stafford. He completes it in traffic. And he gets this forward to the 19. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now Stafford again. He'll get this one to Adams. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain. Now hang on, looks like somebody came out after that play a little shaken up. Not sure we saw exactly what happened, but he'll get some assistance now. Down a couple of scores, but still some time left and 3 timeouts as well. It's 1st and 10. Stafford from the gun. This throw is caught. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first. Stafford now. Oh, put way too much on that one, Brock. Over the end zone and out. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So now it'll be 2nd and goal.
Gosh, I love how the receiver creates space from the defender, and even more so the concentration to make the catch. What he didn't have, well, was enough real estate to get his feet in and make an exciting completion.
Defense showing blitz. Stafford. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Puka Nacua the target on that throw. And now it'll be 3rd and goal. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react, and then you got to burst. And that defender does a...
And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
And he gets into the end zone. That is exactly why they win for 2 right there, Brock. It's back down to a 1-possession game. Okay, partner, in that spot, you know you got to go for it there. Make it a 1-score game. How do you come up with a call that works when that defense knows from the start of things that you're going for 2?
Because, Kate, we're talking about practice. Yeah, we're talking about practice. You actually practice those plays, and you come up typically with 2 or 3 2-point conversion plays every single week. You practice them, you rep them, so when it's called like that, you're ready for the moment.
Approaching 90 seconds remaining in this game. Not much time. They've got to get this one back. And the Packers are able to recover the kick. And he's able to get this down to the 36. Ooh, can't get it back on the onside kick. Can still get a final chance with a quick 3-and-out, though, albeit not with a lot of time for them left to work with.
Yeah, Kate, unless they can force a miracle turnover, and we've seen that before, a 3-and-out is really the only avenue remaining. Defense, go buckle it up.
Out now runs the Packer offense. Their lead's still more than a field goal, thankfully, should the worst happen, Brock. But obviously the goal here is to hang on to the ball and try to run this game out.
Yeah, the goal is to get to the best formation in the history of offensive football. The victory formation.
The victory formation.
That is all that you're thinking right now, is just make these plays, run out this clock so we could take one more knee and celebrate.
And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. Timeout taken by the defense. Their second. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. Here's Jacobs. No one around. He's got space. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
Second down, probably going to see him kneel it again here. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And that should just about do it, folks. They take it in for the touchdown, and that should lock up this win. So that should be the one that does it, Brock. A big one late that puts them up here 2 scores.
What a complete performance overall. The clock where it is and where it stands right now, Kate, that should be the capper. And that is so satisfying as an offense to go up 2 scores.
McManus on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Packers lead by 15 now. On now is McManus to kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. This return makes it up to the 25. The Rams and receiver Puka Nacua back out to take possession. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Stafford. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Back to the air we go on second. Stafford able to find Nacua here. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
To throw, Stafford. And they don't connect there, so only 6 seconds remaining.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. They are throwing it again. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. Big shot is hauled in. Feet are in bounds. Oh, what a play! So this is a Packers win. And this is a game that proves every Pee Wee and Pop Warner and high school coach across the country correct, Brock. Teams who make fewer mistakes and turnovers gonna win a lot of football games. They kept the football, they forced a couple of turnovers, and that was a big part of the difference in this one. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Packers are your winners as we say goodbye from Los Angeles.